I want to record this part and share with you what is going on in my life. I have come home from Kenya and I've been home for almost 7 months now, six months, 6 months now. And I've been in a holding pattern. Okay, God, what's my next step? Am I going here into the United States? I thought for a minute I was going to Kenya. I was having dreams about that, so I knew it wasn't completely wrong, but then they instituted a COVID vaccine requirement, and I'm not going to get the vaccine. Personally, that's just what I've chosen. If you've chosen something different, that's your decision. I don't tell people what they have to do. But personally, I'm not going to get that. And so it shut down my ability to go into Kenya for a time period. But I know once the new government comes in, they're going to get rid of that. It's still around and affecting people, but not as bad, and it's starting to phase out. They only instituted that on March 22nd, but I'm thinking, well, okay, God, I thought I was going into Kenya. What's going on here? And I even had a trip of 5 people lined up to go with me on a missionary trip I was going to go for 2 months, and they were going to be there for 2 weeks. So I had to cancel that. We all had to cancel that and put that on a hold. And so I'm praying, God, I need to know, like, yeah, I can go and I can do this and I can do that. And I know that you'll be with me and you'll confirm the word with signs following. But I want to know, what is your perfect time? What is your perfect place? Not just what is mine. And it's not always so bad. If you're out ministering, the Lord's going to work with you and he's going to confirm and he's going to do great things through you, because that's what he has you doing. So, but in my case, if I'm going into another country, I need to know. And I've had this burden to go into Ukraine for about almost a year and 3 months. Right when Kenya was dropped into my lap, the Ukraine was set as a place to possibly go to. And it's been on my heart. And I know when the Lord puts a burden in your heart times, and it's a good burden, not a heavy burden or an ungodly burden, but a good burden, to go and do something for him, go and bless somebody, go and, whatever it is. And when he puts that burden in your heart, then you know it and you feel it, and it just doesn't leave and it doesn't shift. And I've had this burden for Ukraine in my heart for a long time. And so, but I've been praying, I need to know, God, when are you saying to go? Because I'm going into a war zone. It's, you're going into the real deal here. You could run into Russians at any time. They're doing some horrible things over there. There's just, it's dangerous. And I don't care if the Lord sends me, but I don't want to step out on my own, not knowing, and then getting into the flesh. And, maybe Paul did that when he went into Rome and he shouldn't have. He might have done that very same thing, but he decided to go, and people warned him. The Holy Spirit warned him before he goes, and he went anyways. I don't want to take a chance with that. So I've been praying about it, and I've been feeling led. And my partner who sent me to Kenya has married. He's married to a Ukrainian wife, and he has a home over there. He rents out. So we have a place to stay and stuff, and he's going to go with me. And so we have the way to go, we have the methods, but I needed to know the time. And I kept thinking, well, maybe September, and he kept thinking August, middle of August. And I thought, well, maybe he's going to go ahead of me and all this. But finally, this is one of the thrills of inner healing, is that at times you're going to get people that can really hear from the Lord. And so you can at times ask Jesus questions and get some real deep answers into your life. And I have a couple people in my life at that moment that can do that. And so that very day, 2 days ago, I had a conversation with Jesus through each one of them separately. And the message was confirmed through that. And the greater details were given later, but there's somebody that can extremely just hear the Lord amazingly. It's incredible. I mean, they talk voice to voice with the Lord, and it's just amazing. And as long as we confirm that it's Jesus, check, did Jesus Christ come in the flesh? I've always trusted that answer, and it's guided me every place to the right time for a few years now. So, but I don't count on that or rely on that. I always just try to find the answers on myself. But when it comes time to confirm, I use other people, because I want to know, what is his timing, or, what's he have to say about this. So here's what's going to happen, and was revealed to me, is that the Lord told me that I'm to leave the middle of August, and I'm going into Poland. Poland has about 3 or 4 million refugees from Ukraine, many women and children that are hurting and broken, and their husbands are back in Ukraine. Families separated and divided by war, maybe never coming back together again. And he said to go into Poland, because in Poland, I'm going to raise up prayer warriors, and a prayer covering for when I go into Ukraine. I'm supposed to go into Poland for 1 month, and then we're going to cross over the border into Ukraine, which is, we will be there for 3 months in Ukraine preaching the gospel. I don't have like the particulars. I have a feeling we're going to start on the west side and move in towards Kiev, or Kiev, and move into there, and I know we're going to preach the word. The signs are going to follow. The anointing's going to fall, and people are going to be healed, set free, and delivered. And the fire of God is going to follow. I mean, I'm expecting great things and great miracles. And my friend had a dream of about 100 miracles happening, boom, 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 in rapid succession. And one point, we waved our hand in front of a woman with a scar. We like waved together as unison, and her scar that she had from a war disappeared. Now that could be, that's symbolic, probably the scars of the wound, of the war disappearing. So I know we're going to see amazing and great things. And but we're going in underneath the umbrella of my ministry. So this is a big step. When I went into Kenya before, I went in underneath another pastor, but now my ministry has been started. And so I'm going to be stepping into this, and we're going in as my ministry. And the amazing thing, even Elaine doesn't know this, I got to minister to Elaine's group yesterday, and I shared the vision. They're a group of intercessors at the church I go to, maybe 20 some people total. And they have just blessed me by saying, listen, if you would allow us, we're going to take your ministry on, and we want to intercede for you. And we want to take this on and help you on the whole process. So I'm going to be reporting to them and sharing my prayer concerns. And these people are just going to go to battle for me and cover me. I'm going into Ukraine, and the Lord told me very clearly that prepare for battle, because he said you're going to be going against many powerful dynasties. And that's a very big word. I'm going to go against spiritual levels that I've never gone against before. And because dynasties means family generations, hundreds of years that have been very powerful and, ruled in full control for many years, hundreds of years. So I'm going to go against powerful dynasties. I have no fear. I'm not saying that in any way of saying I have any concern about it, but this is where prayer comes in. This is where intercession comes in. This is, where I'm going to count on you as my family to be praying for me and covering me, because you don't take that lightly either. And the Lord told me to prepare. And he softly rebuked me on a couple of questions that he asked through this person, and I'm not taking that lightly. And one of them was, are you praying for Russia and Ukraine? And I've just been praying for Ukraine, but I need to get deeper into intercession on that, including fasting and stuff as I prepare for this battle. I cannot take it lightly, because I'm going against powerful forces. And again, you don't have to say, oh, you have victory. I know 100% that I have victory. I have no fear whatsoever, and I'm excited to go. But you can't just say, oh, just take it lightly, because the Lord hasn't told me to take it lightly. He's told me to prepare for battle, which means that it's a serious thing. So I just want you to know that. I feel very secure in who I am, and I know the Lord's sending me, so he's going to back me. I feel complete confidence about it. And I just want you to pray that as I start to figure things out and how this is going to go, that I know like where to be, what it's going to look like, that we'll go into the right churches or the right centers to be able to preach and do crusades and revival services. And that as we move into Ukraine, that we go to the right places at the right time. Now, the Slavia girl that messaged through YouTube, it's very interesting because the Lord used her to confirm something. So he took some woman that's been crying out for 7 years and said, I'm going to give you healing through Vince's ministry. Gave her the video on YouTube. She goes through it, gets healing. Now, the interesting part is that a couple months ago when I was in Colorado, I had dinner with an old friend there, and he had gone on a mission trip a while back to Ukraine last year, or before the war started last year. And he said, I have this girl there. I want to introduce you to her. She has a place where missionaries come into that country, and she helps them to set up and be able to do services and things like that. And she's an interpreter too. And so I just put that in my back pocket, put it in my phone, and said, okay, when the time comes, I'll know when to message her. Well, I felt led to do it now that I had the confirmation of things. So I did that. And I found out that we're having a call on Saturday to find out. I mean, I don't know really any particulars other than what Jeff told me. But we're having a Zoom call Saturday morning, and we're going to discuss this stuff. She said, I can help you with all of that. So, and the funny thing is get a load of this. This is where the confirmation comes in. She lives, Poland's here and Ukraine goes lower, and then Slavia is here. She lives down in this corner, and she says, I live right on the border of Slavia. Now, what are the odds that a woman from Slavia, people don't contact me on YouTube, contacts me and says, I get all this healing, and then God confirms it from a woman who lives on the border of Slavia that she is the one that is going to help you get to do this. So that's just the way that he works. So I'm going into Ukraine for 3 months, and from there, John's flying back home to Colorado, and I am flying into Kenya for 2 months to minister in Kenya, and I'll be coming back home in mid-February. So I'm going to miss Christmas and Thanksgiving this year with the family, but they have blessed me, and they understand. They want me to go and do the gospel, to live it and to breathe it and to give it away. And so that is my mission. So I'm going into, please pray for me too as I prepare for all of this. I have a lot to do in 2 months. I have a lot to take care of here to prepare for me to go for 2 months. I have ministry stuff that needs to be set in place, because once I go, I'm going to be consumed over there with this. I will be turning this night over to somebody else. They're praying about it right now, and I'm sure they're going to take it, but you will be able to continue. This is not going to fall away. Tuesday nights will probably end. But I would occasionally like to offer something maybe on Saturday mornings, depending if I don't have something on Saturday night scheduled, or maybe a weekday at times. I can jump on and give updates and record it and send it out to you guys as a group. So you can, and if not, at least I'll do some recordings and send it out. I don't know how. We have to watch. Possibly when I get into Ukraine, depending on where we are, we have to stay low with cell phone signals and live feeds and stuff like that, because they target them. So I don't know about all this stuff. We have to use caution. So I don't know how all this is going to work, but we are going into a war zone. So I have to be careful about that. So updates, yeah, it would be awesome. Thanks, Kathy. And yeah, I would definitely give you updates. I'm going to be looking even for financial support. I'm going to be looking for prayer support. If you can't, whatever you can give, I'm grateful for, because I'm just going there, and I know the Lord will provide. But please, please, please pray for me, because I do really desire your prayers, and I can even feel the intercessors group as they started to pray. I can even feel the difference in the spiritual realm within the last couple weeks. I feel things shifting already. So it's their prayers are powerful and working. So that is the sum of it. I'm excited. I'm ready, but I still need to get physically ready. So I have a lot to do, and just pray for God's speed to be upon me and ease of use as I do prepare. Pray for my family as they're here. And like I said, everyone's supporting me, but I have 3 granddaughters that are one's going to be 10 real soon here, and 6 and under 1 year. So, it's when you go away for 6 months, it's tough and probably harder for them because I'm going to be busy and preaching the gospel, and I'm seeing all kinds of great things for the Lord. But just keep me and my family in your prayers. Does anybody have any questions or anything like that? Okay.
Vince, I had a question about something else. Were you taking questions on
Okay.
what you had going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna pause.
Um,
I'm just gonna pause the video here 1 second, and then I just want to send this out for people to be able to